today we are going to track what mutual funds have bought in the month of February. Now, this is very important for us to see what DIIs are buying, because as you know, in the month of Jan and Feb, the market has fallen quite significantly, and FIIs have been selling constantly. Even though now the FII selling has reduced a lot, but DIIs have been started buying a lot. Now, the important thing is, if we are trying to build our own portfolio for the future and something that will do really well right now, it is very important to see where the big money or the smart money is playing into the picture, right? Now, first things first, what I want to show you is the SIP data. Now, if you look at the SIP data that is on the AMFI website, which is the mutual fund, main Association of Mutual Funds of India website, we will see that from the month of Jan to the month of Feb, we have seen that there is a slight decline, and the decline is of 400 crores. Now, even though the market has been significantly bad since the month of September, we see that since September, the SIP inflow has actually gone up in a very weird way, and now it has gone down by only 400 crores. So technically, it is not bad. So for all the people who are a little worried, saying that, you know what, the market is down, so people are not doing SIPs, the answer is absolutely wrong. People are doing SIPs, and we are seeing good amount of SIP inflow coming in. There is no problem at all. And if you always look at the trend of the SIP inflow on a year-on-year basis, it will always be growing. And if it's growing, it is very good for India, and also very good for some companies that depend on SIP inflow going up, right? So that is number one, point number one, that is very good. Number two, let's look at some of the important funds, right? So I usually track three funds. What are the three funds that I track? One is the Quant small cap fund, one is a Motilal mid cap fund, and one is a Parag Parikh flexi cap fund. Now, why I track three funds is because mainly all three companies are very unique in their own different way. For example, Quant small cap is very aggressive with their approach, and they go for high beta stocks. But recently they had issues with their fund, and the fund has not been performing in the last 6 months. But their small cap picks have been very momentum plays. If you look at Motilal Oswal, even though they have the QGLP framework, they don't go by it, because the fund managers actually have a different approach of picking, and they usually pick high PE companies. That is the trend that I've seen with Motilal midcap. And the third company that we see, which is the Parag Parikh, they are very safe, secure, very stable when it comes to investing. And also in this whole crash, they were the only ones that were not greedy and were really good in the entire market, right? So let us analyze and look at what these three funds are buying, and let's go through it one by one. Now, the first thing that I want to show you guys is basically Quant. Now, I'll show you what happened with Quant, right? Quant basically said that, listen, we are not doing really well in the last few months. So now we are going to change our entire process, and we are removing all the defensive companies, not just defense companies, defensive companies. And now we are going to go with high beta stocks. Now, what does high beta stocks mean for a lot of people who don't know what high beta is? High beta stocks basically mean that we are going to now start playing on the market momentum. So whenever the market momentum kicks in, our stocks will do significantly well compared to every other stock, right? So that is basically what market beta basically looks like. So these are high volatile stocks, they're very problematic, and that is where it basically goes up, right? Obviously I have an ad blocker, so it keeps blocking me. Either which way, let's go back into the video and let's look at this. So what are the companies they're picking, and let's deeply look at it. Now, this is an Excel sheet that I basically prepared. Last month I missed it for some reason because I was traveling to US, but now I have it ready. So this is a sheet that I basically check month on month, right? This is actually from Jan to Feb, right? So if we see from Jan to Feb, we can see how the changes happen in each company. And this is Quant small cap, then we'll go to Motilal mid cap, and then we'll go to Parag Parikh mutual fund. Now, this sheet I usually share in my YouTube community, right? So if you guys want to join it, it's very cheap, right? But it's huge amount of value that comes in this. So it is like a investment that you do for your future, where I see that, I keep posting day in, day out, everything about the market, different cycles, AMAs that I do, right? I talk about the advice, I talk about different things that I'm looking at, spoke about the Indian crash, and I will also be sharing this mutual fund tracker sheet for all the people who are a part of the YouTube community, right? So let's go in. Now, as you can see, let's see some very interesting things that we can see right here, right? So Quant has been adding very good amount of AFCONs, NCC. Okay, NCC again, by the way, very interesting company, because they're now I've also put comments here for all the people who are in the community to look at. So AFCONs is basically a new company that came out with an IPO. They're in the construction space, and they have taken a huge amount of position in AFCONs, right? Same with NCC, they are also doing really well. As you can see here, AFCONs has clocked an order book pat, very good legacy business. And if you look at NCC, they're a negative cash flow company with a 13 P right now, and they are doing really well with the order book as well, right? If I had to actually show you NCC, You can see it here. Now NCC is something that a lot of mutual fund houses actually picked. If you remember, we saw HDFC Bank also picking it, ICICI Bank picking it. As you can see, they're sitting at 14p with a good amount of free cash flow that is sitting in their bank account. Almost 5,000 crores of free cash flow built in the last 5 years, with a market cap of 11,000, which is just insane. But the stock has been crashing drastically. So they have now started accumulating in this company, right? So, and you can see here, you can see all the volume spikes coming in. So this looks like where the small cap is slowly starting to enter their positions over here. And that is something that we will definitely see playing out very soon in the future. Same with Afcons as well, right? If you see Afcon infrastructure, they are also in the similar zone. They are again just came out with an IPO, fairly priced, not too high. But when there is a up move coming in the market, again, they are a legacy business. They have been doing well. They have been growing quite significantly. So this is another bet that Quant has taken, right? Let's come back. Now, coming to another very interesting company called Wellspun Corp and Wellspun Enterprises. Now, this is something that's really shocking me because a lot of people have been buying Wellspun. I don't know what is happening here. So 14, I'll show you both companies, right? Wellspun Corp and this one, Enterprises. I'll show you both. Now, this is 14p right now, right? Very, very interesting. This is in pipes, right? Not just pipes but also into multiple different things as well. 14p right now, also very good relative strength compared to the market. As you can see, it has not fallen down in this entire market. It has not fallen down. You can see a lot of volume spikes happening. Now, I'll tell you why these volume spikes are happening as well. And you can see the growth has also come in the last few years only, not before, but last few years you can see significant amount of growth. Now, I have also not done a deep dive into this company, but it has really piqued my interest as to why lot of people are buying it, right? They are sufficiently capitalized, so they have no problem here. And if I go down, right, now look at this, the FIIs. Okay, we will see some FIIs here. Let's look at the DIIs. Autumn has taken a 6% stake here. Aditya Birla has recently increased their stake a little bit. Quant Small Cap, as you can see, has taken stake here. And even if you look at this, Akash Banushali is here. Autumn is definitely here as well as a DII. Right, now this is Wellspun Corp. Right, now if I look at Wellspun Enterprises, if you look at this company, right, very interesting. Again, same 19p, very undervalued from its perspective, more in the EPC space. If you look at this company, this has actually fallen down, less relative strength compared to the other company. Again, I have very less clue about what they do. I have not done my research on this. I need to really deep dive into this and understand, because it's not very easy as it seems. It seems little more complicated than it is. Well capitalized over here as well. But I have been seeing a lot of people take positions here, right? That is what I am also very confused, that why are so many DIIs, why are so many public superstars also have come and taken positions in this company. So Wellspun is something that really needs to be looked at from my side, right? I'm not saying that this is an investment perspective, but you can see that the FIIs have gone up, the shareholders have not gone down, the promoters have not declined, but you can see that both the FIIs and DIIs have gone up and the public shareholding has gone down, which makes it very interesting for us to understand and look at what is going on here. So as you can see, lot of, again, in the EPC space, Afcons is in the same space, NCC is in the same space. So they've taken a lot of bets on these infrastructure plays that might come out, which basically means that they might see a huge infrastructure boom coming in the next few quarters, right? That is the logic that they have. Now, if you look at another two companies they've taken, one is Equinox, which is also known as India Bulls, renamed, and they've also taken Alivus Life Science, which is also Glenmark's generic AI API that has actually come in. This again came out, as you can see, it is here. Good relative strength from the market, low PE company in the API space, pharmaceutical player. And it's a Glenmark back company, so it is growing quite significantly over here, right? And another very interesting thing that I've been seeing is that every quarter they have been adding just dial, right? Every time they've been adding just dial. And I want to show you Ventive, right? Ventive also they've added quite significantly, 85%, because this is a newly listed IPO company. It is not making profit, but this is mostly in the luxury real estate space. They do all the management for that, right? So it is not making profit, but it's, I think, Blackstone run, or one of those group run companies. So again, very interesting to see. Let me just go into it. So they are buying this company also. Let me go down. This will have to check. EV EBITDA 58, still overvalued from all sides. Price to sales overvalued. Everything's overvalued from this. So I don't know why this pick has happened, but it is significantly overvalued, right? And they were not making a good amount of profit. And yeah, That's what I'm not sure this pick. I'm not sure really sure about this pick. I know what they do. I know that they manage all of this, but I'm really confused as to why they took this. Whereas Jesdale, I'm not confused at all. I know why they've taken Jesdale because I've been also reading a lot about Jesdale. I've been reading a lot about Policy Bazaar. I've been reading a lot about India Mart. These platform plays I feel are going to be very important in the future. And if you see Jesdale right now, even though it's fallen down quite significantly, sitting at 17p, it is a cash flow generating machine. It does make free cash flow over the last 5 years. um, Over the last 5 years, it's given around 17% CAGR. Price to sales is pretty much okay, slightly on the higher end. But let's go down and look at the sales growth, right? So if you see this company's sales growth, it has grown quite significantly, has made a good amount of profit here in the last few years, right? Huge cash generating machine. As I said, it is a 6,000 crore company sitting with 4,200 crores of reserves, right? So this is something that definitely will do a breakout, and it is definitely for the future. And you can see very clearly how the DII and the FII holding has gone up quite significantly. Look at this, quite significant growth, right? After the recapitalization of founders, look at this, crazy. And the public holding has gone from 14 to 10. Let's look at who are the DIIs, right? Quant obviously has huge amount of stake here. Nippon has taken some, and Nippon small cap, and we can see DSP small cap fund has also taken it. Very interesting, very interesting. So that's why I like these type of companies which are platform plays. I'm trying to figure out why they're not growing. I still have to do a little more research on it, mainly because see Jesdale is sitting at 4,200 crores, and 6,900 is the market cap. Same with India Mart. If you look at India Mart, it is very similar to Alibaba, right? Sitting at 11,000 crores, 25 p, 2,000 crore free cash flow in the last 5 years. Last year itself was 545 free cash flow, growing very 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 beautifully over a long period of time. Please, at utmost disclosure, I don't hold this company. I'm still researching on why it's not going up, because they are building their reserves quite well, and I'm not sure why it's not going up, right? Coming back, let's look at the other companies. Okay, so this is basically what it was with Quant. Let's look at Motilal. Now Motilal has been very controversial, mainly because in the last few months you've seen Motilal not doing well because they had very high P companies, and because of that they realized that okay, we need to reduce the high P companies and now go into safer companies, and went into cash. But if you see, it is so weird that Motilal in Feb has added more of Dixon technologies. They've actually added more. They've not added less. They've added more, and you can see that now they have more of Dixon, which is sitting at supremely high P ratio, right? But again, Dixon, PGEL, all of Amber Industries, all of these companies are doing really well because of the entire EMS theme that is playing out in the market. They've added prestige builders. They've added KEI. All of these have actually fallen down quite drastically. I mean, KEI has fallen down quite drastically. They've added a significant amount of Jindal Steel, and they've also added IHCL just now in this quarter, which is again Taj Hotels, which is again sitting at a slightly higher PE, is what I would say. So again, if I look at it, it looks like they're again playing some high PE bets. If I had to just categorize simple high PE bets, that would be Dixon over here. I would also see IHCL at high PE bets. I would see Max Healthcare is high PE, Persistent high PE, 199, 197 is high PE, Coforge is high PE, uh, significant amount of they have Trent over here, slightly reduced their position, but they still have Trent. Zomato's completely out. Great. GFS is just falling down. They should have just exited completely. But again, they have quite a good amount of mix of high P companies, and they've added Musgao Dock as well. Very interesting. When the world is removing defense, they've actually added Musgao Dock, right? But if you ask me, these companies are not bad. Definitely not bad. They're very strong companies, but also they're sitting at high P. But now I think the fall is almost over, and when the recovery happens, these companies usually start recovering faster than the other companies. So I think that is why maybe they've taken these bets. But I feel all of these companies, I think you guys know, all of these companies look really good, very well balanced portfolio. But another very very weird thing is they have exited Deepak Nitrite and Deepak Fertilizers. Now these are two companies that are actually value bets, because if you look at both Deepak Nitrite and Deepak Fertilizers, they have done significant amount of capex. They're sitting at very low P ratios right now, and the possibility of turnaround is right around the corner for them with the entire chemical sector playing out right now, right? But you see, they've completely exited from this, and they've gone with high volatility and high PE companies. So this is something we have to see if the bet plays out or not. Last time it did not play out. They lost a lot of reputation on that. Let's see if it plays out or not. Okay. Now, finally, let's look at the anyway. I put all the stuff here for anyone and everyone who wants to learn and understand what is going on. I've put each and everything over here. That's why it takes a little bit time to make this, because I don't just randomly put this. I also we do some research, my team does some research, and we put everything that is here, right? The reason why it is being bought. Now coming for PPFAS, which is the main hero of this entire fall, they have ITC, which is already there, and because of ITC, I think they got ITC hotels as well, so they're completely all right with this. They are constantly adding Mahindra and Mahindra. And if you look at Mahindra and Mahindra recently, because of the news of Tesla, Mahindra and Mahindra actually fell down a bit. As you can see, it actually fell down and went below 200-day moving average. I feel it's absolutely stupid. I think it should have not gone down, mainly because if you look at Tesla's cars, most of the cars are not in the same range as Mahindra. It's only the Model Y, and it is the Cybertruck that is there in the SUV space. The rest of it are sedan. So I don't think Mahindra and Tesla should have a big fight. I think Mahindra should be more scared of BYD instead of Tesla, because BYD is actually doing much better than Tesla in all around the world, right? So I think Mahindra and Mahindra is a great pick. I think they're adding more, but it's fallen down. It's a great pick. NH, something that is sitting at supreme position right now. If you look at NH, it is the only company that's performing. Recently gave a breakout. Huge volumes have added. Relative strength is amazing in this company. So all of this is doing really well for this company as well, right? Again, Dr. Reddy, Cipla, such very well balanced, good companies. HDFC Bank, they've added more, mainly because the entire banking sector is down at its lowest point right now, and there has to be a recovery that comes. It is literally sitting at the lowest price to book ratio. Nifty Bank, if you look at it, I feel bad for Nifty Bank that it's gone down so much, but I feel it should start picking up now because it's sitting at 2 book price to book value. And if I do this and show you, look at the max chart. Look at this. It's literally under the median, right? So I think all banking companies really need to start moving up and start going back into the zone. But they are buying very, very good companies. And if you look at their exit, they've exited IPCA, they've exited MCX. I think the trend is over. They've exited all companies that are susceptible to this bear run. So Motilal Oswal also they've exited, ICRA they've exited, Maruti Suzuki they've taken slight reduction, but they've not exited as such. But rest of the companies, I think they're completely adding in these. So yeah, this basically gives us a very good idea of what these mutual funds are adding. The reason why I look at this mainly is because I get new perspectives, I get new ideas. Like I want to now understand, after looking at this entire video, me personally, I would now go look at NCC, understand a little bit more about NCC. If it was so good and a lot of investors are talking about it, why did NCC actually fall down so much? If you look at Welspun Corp, why is Welspun Corp sitting at a breakout zone, whereas Welspun Enterprise is sitting at a lower zone, but both are seeing significant amount of volume and buying from both DIIs and FIIs. So something is going on there. I need to little understand a little bit more on that, and maybe do some research on that as well. Again, I don't have all the answers today. So those are the two things for me. It is going back and reading a little bit about it. And I also want to know a little bit about this Glenmark pharma play as well, because it seems little interesting. And also Just Dial. So 4 companies I have to do research on. Just Dial, I've already done a little bit of it. I'll do a little bit more on Just Dial because I'm looking at everything. Paytm, Just Dial, all of these I find very interesting right now. So I need to look at them a little bit more. But again, that's my reading, that's my lookout. But I hope this video gave you some idea to understand what's going on in the market. And I keep saying this, don't worry. As of now, the SIP data looks okay. As I told you, 26,400 to 26,000. It's completely fine. 400 crores drop is not a big alarm bell, bear market kind of a scenario. I feel we're back towards the recovery. Very soon we should recover. And US market's not doing great, so we are okay with that. So hopefully this should go up. And again, guys, if you want more information and more understanding about the market, you should definitely join the YouTube community. I'll put the link below. And for all the people who want this Excel sheet, it will be shared in the YouTube community for you guys. You can go and have a look at it in deep dive and understand a little bit more about everything, and ask me questions on the comments whenever you want over there. Okay, this is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off, guys. And if you have any more doubts, any more questions, put it in this section, comment section below. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. This is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. Take care. See you guys. Bye.